Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? It's time to show you the blade of a true immortal. Nah, but what's good, everybody? I am trying to be as cheerful as possible after seeing what I saw in this disgusting episode of treating animals terribly. I am frustrated, everybody. I'm sorry. Did they really have to take out Fido? Like, really? And yes, I named the dog, alright? It's Fido. And they went and did him dirty for no reason. For no absolute reason. And I'm truly, truly hurt by it. So, we get to find out that there are relatively three sides of every kind of battle out there. Usually when somebody is going out for revenge against somebody, that's the two sides. It's my side, the revenge team, versus your side, the people that has done something to, make me want revenge. So to think that everything we kind of see this week's episode caters to our characters usually getting more information about the people they want to take out, or they literally take out one of them, to take a whole different pace and go into somebody who not only is trying to do the same thing as them seemingly, but not doing it, you know, well, because clearly anybody that they find out is kind of acquainted with them, they're just killing them, but they're not killing the people who actually are doing the bad stuff. So literally this week, the person who we meet with our main character and everything takes out one of the members that she wants to take out's like friend, and because he takes her out and doesn't really do anything else, it's like it was like a waste of time. Besides the point of, um, maybe that's gonna hurt his feelings enough to be like, he'll look for me. But he did say he would come back and hang sometime. But at the same time, he was also looking forward to leaving and just going somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't actually going to come back to anything. So to be like, oh, well, me killing this girl is so useful because he'll come back tomorrow. It's like, nah, he had a destination of going nowhere. He couldn't go back to the people he wanted to, or that he enjoyed crushing dojos with, because he wanted to quit and didn't want to follow the new vision, and to now be in a position to be like, okay, well, I'm leaving to hone my own skills to be better me. I'm not joining any samurais, but I'm just going to be Roman. I don't know the next time he would be back, you know? I mean, sure, the person that owns the shop that told her that a customer was there is probably going to either A, remember him by face or by some emblem, or, give him some kind of hint to find the guy, or B, they're gonna bump into each other, and the guy who did the stuff's just gonna outright tell him like, oh yeah, you'll never see that girl again. Is that the girl that you were talking about? Yeah, no, she's gone. Like, egg and antagonize him. But from what I can understand, he gives off a strong enough vibe for our main character, not just to like bop him in his mouth with every single blade he has stashed away. So that was kind of my interesting takeaway of this week's episode, is why isn't he going for the, going for the kill? Why isn't he attacking if he thinks this guy's a danger to his, his client, the girl trying to get revenge, which he seems to be. He seems to be kind of dangerous, but you wouldn't think so by the way he kind of got away with what he's doing at the end of this episode. So, um, there's some things you just don't do, and taking out a dog that literally had seemingly no owner, just living its own life, just like how you're living your own life. To go that far and to do something to that dog, I can only hope you get something done 18 times worse. Not only did you do that, knowing that the person that you're sitting next to enjoys the company of that animal, you then give that person meat. Like, oh my God, I can't. I truly can't. I love all animals besides like insects and spiders and stuff that literally try to run up on me when I'm sleeping and bite me and can almost, dang, like injure skin and stuff like that. We ain't homies. But if there's dogs, cats, raccoons that are chill, deers that are chill. There's a lot of chill animals out there, and this dog was one of them. And to think that that was its fate, that's how it had to go down, this is the way it's gonna be, bruh, that tore me up. That tore me up. Man, I would have been just like her, throwing up, but at the same time reaching for a sword. I'm like, where did my super sword go? Who moved my super sword? But overall, man, everything was amazing this week. Blade of Immortal, with its overall arcing storytelling of telling us like, hey, everything that we've seen thus far is just a baby, like a baby step into what these guys are, becoming. They literally were just a band of people taking out dojos. Now all of a sudden shoguns and stuff like that are pretty much taking note of them. They're not, they can't be a name anymore that people aren't really recognizing as, some would say when they were going into different towns, like, oh, never heard of them, like, who's that? They're getting to a point where now if you don't know them, you're in more danger than not, probably. So it's getting interesting overall for the world of this story. I didn't really expect it to give me such like a angry, like, man, they know how to make people mad, and that was one of them. Doing that, just, it angered me, and I know there's got to be some really angry people out there. I'm not saying it's gonna get Goblin Slayer first episode angry letters and stuff, but we have become like the community of just like the internet and like people who don't tolerate that type of stuff have become very vocal. And even if it's a video game, even if it's a story in a book, anything seemingly gets under people's skin nowadays. So I can't imagine if that is going to do it or not. But overall, we only know so much about this third party and what they kind of bring, but to know that he thinks taking out anybody that he sees fit is okay kind of makes you want to, like, like, where does all this go for them? Like, where does that lead us to believe their group is going to be capable of doing, right? Like, if they believe that they should be able to take out, girls that are selling brothels, people like, and just random dogs and eat them and not care, probably anybody who is acquainted, like has a relationship with anybody, and you know what I mean? Like, if there was a kid that accidentally bumped into them, the guy helped the kid up and then said, okay, now take care, and he disappears, I'm pretty sure this guy is going after that kid because he's like, oh yeah, you got some kind of connection with them. That's what it seems like, and this guy is super corrupt. Um, I mean, he even knows about the Immortal, so he knows that if he tries to go like across this bridge or tries to go across some like area that needs a pass, he's not gonna make it. So he obviously has some inside information as well, which makes him that much more dangerous and that much more crafty, in my opinion, because he knows the ins and out of what he needs to say and do to get by. So that kind of already makes me mad as well, seeing how he's using that same power and thought process to torture a girl by making her think she's eating boar meat when she's really eating her best friend, the dog. Anyway, though, have an awesome one. I definitely need a break after watching all of these shows that had so much impactful stuff happening, and then right at the end, they just, I watched Blade of the Immortals at the end. If you couldn't tell, that's why I left it for the end. Because just like with it, it kicked me right in the gut while I was down, and I didn't appreciate it. So, with all that being said, everybody have an amazing day, night, evening. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you. I think tomorrow. I think this was for sure my last video. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for the support, and I can't wait to talk to you guys in the next one. So with that, peace.